Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. If you want a man to treat you like a queen, you got to start carrying yourself like one. Now, I'm not talking about demanding respect or walking around with your nose in the air. No. I'm talking about knowing your worth, setting your standards, and refusing to settle for less than what you deserve. Know your worth. If you want to be treated like a queen, the first and most important thing you must do is know your worth. Everything starts from within. You cannot expect a man to treat you with love, respect, and admiration if you don't believe you deserve it yourself. How you see yourself determines how others will see you. If you walk into a room with confidence, if you hold your head high, if you carry yourself with grace and self-respect, that energy is going to demand the same level of treatment from others, especially men. A woman who knows her worth does not beg for love. She does not chase after a man who isn't showing effort, and she certainly does not tolerate disrespect just to keep a relationship going. Too many women fall into the trap of thinking they have to prove their worth to a man, that they have to go above and beyond to show him why he should choose them. But the truth is, a queen never has to convince anyone of her value. She simply is. And the right man will see it, appreciate it, and step up to meet her standards. Knowing your worth means setting boundaries and sticking to them. It means understanding that you deserve to be treated with kindness, respect, and care. Not just sometimes, not just when things are good, but all the time. If a man truly values you, he will show it in his actions. He will respect your time. He will be consistent, and he will make you feel secure. And if he doesn't, then he's not the right one for you. It's really that simple. Too often, women settle for less than they deserve because they are afraid of being alone. But let me tell you something. Being alone is not the worst thing in the world. In fact, it's far better to be alone and happy than to be with someone who doesn't value you the way you should be valued. A queen understands this. She would rather wait for the right man than waste her time with the wrong one. And here's the thing. When you truly know your worth, the wrong kind of men won't even try to step into your life. They'll see that you're not someone to be played with. They'll recognize that you have standards, and they won't even bother if they know they can't meet them. But the right man, he will be drawn to that energy. He will see the way you carry yourself, the way you respect yourself, and he will rise to the occasion. Men are natural providers, protectors, and leaders, but they only step into that role when they are with a woman who inspires them to do so. A man will only treat you like a queen when he sees that you treat yourself like one first. That means taking care of yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally. It means knowing when to walk away from situations that do not serve you. It means surrounding yourself with people who uplift you and distancing yourself from those who bring you down. A woman who knows her worth does not need to control or manipulate a man into treating her right. She doesn't have to play games, make threats, or demand attention. She simply exists in her power, and the right man naturally responds to that. He will go out of his way to make her feel special. He will be consistent. He will respect her, not just because she asks him to, but because he genuinely values who she is. Knowing your worth is not just about relationships. It affects every area of your life. It's about how you allow people to speak to you, how you handle challenges, and how you carry yourself in your career, friendships, and everyday life. The more you believe in yourself, the more the world will reflect that belief back to you. And when you embody that self-worth, you won't have to search for a man to treat you like a queen. He will come to you, and he will know exactly what to do. If you want a man to treat you like a queen, you have to set and maintain high standards. Standards are not about being difficult, demanding, or expecting perfection. They are about knowing what you will and will not accept in a relationship. Too many women lower their standards out of fear of being alone, fear of pushing a man away, or fear of being seen as too much. But the truth is, a man will only respect the standards you enforce. When you make it clear what you deserve and you don't bend those expectations for anyone, you create an environment where only the right man will step up. Having high standards does not mean being unrealistic. It doesn't mean expecting a man to be flawless or never make mistakes. It means expecting honesty, consistency, respect, and effort. It means setting boundaries and making it known that you will not tolerate dishonesty, half-hearted effort, or mistreatment. If a man truly values you, he will meet those standards because he understands your worth. He will want to be the man you deserve, not because you forced him, but because he recognizes that you are a woman of quality who deserves the best. The problem many women face is not setting the standards, it's maintaining them. It's easy to say what you expect, but when feelings get involved, many women start making exceptions. They let things slide. They start justifying bad behavior. They tell themselves, maybe I'm being too picky, or maybe I should just give him more time. But a queen does not lower her standards to keep a man. She understands that the right man will rise to meet them. When you let things slide, when you allow mistreatment, when you accept less than what you deserve, you send a message that your standards are not real. And once a man realizes he can cross those boundaries without consequences, he will continue to do so. Men are wired to respond to what you accept. If you accept inconsistency, he will be inconsistent. If you accept disrespect, he will be disrespectful. But if you make it clear from the start that you only allow a certain level of treatment, he will either step up or step out. And if he steps out, let him go. A man who cannot meet your standards is not a loss. He is simply not the right one for you. One of the biggest misconceptions is that having high standards means playing hard to get or being difficult. That is not the case. A queen does not need to play games. She does not need to manipulate or act uninterested just to get a man's attention. She is simply clear about what she wants and what she will not tolerate. She knows that the right man will respect her standards, not resent them. A man who is intimidated by your standards is a man who is not ready to be with a woman of your caliber. A woman with high standards also understands that actions speak louder than words. A man can say all the right things, but his actions will always reveal his true intentions. That's why it is so important to watch what a man does rather than just listen to what he says. If he says he cares about you but doesn't show up when you need him, if he says he wants a future with you but makes no real effort to build one, then his words mean nothing. A queen does not get caught up in empty promises. She pays attention to consistency, effort, and follow-through. When you set and maintain high standards, you naturally attract the right kind of man. The wrong ones will be intimidated and they will walk away, but the right man, the one who truly sees your worth, will step up. He will understand that being with you is a privilege, not a burden. He will make an effort, not because he has to, but because he wants to. And when you find that kind of man, you won't have to demand to be treated like a queen. He will do it naturally because he knows that's exactly what you are. Self-respect is the foundation of how a man will treat you. When you carry yourself with dignity and demand respect through your actions, men will follow your lead. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow, what you tolerate, and what you walk away from. If you allow a man to disrespect you once, he will do it again. If you tolerate inconsistency, dishonesty, or lack of effort, he will assume it's acceptable. But when you show that you respect yourself enough to refuse anything that does not align with your values, you send a powerful message. A man who truly cares for you will rise to meet that standard. Many women make the mistake of thinking they can earn a man's respect by being overly accommodating. They believe that if they prove their loyalty, give more, and tolerate a little bit of mistreatment, the man will eventually appreciate them. But respect is not something you earn by sacrificing yourself. It's something you demand by how you live. A queen does not beg for respect, nor does she allow herself to be treated as an afterthought. She values herself too much to stay in a situation where she is not appreciated. Self-respect is also about the way you speak to yourself and the way you present yourself, the way you dress, the way you walk, the way you engage with the world. It all tells people how to perceive you. A woman who values herself does not settle for less just because she is afraid of being alone. She understands that her peace is more valuable than a relationship that drains her. She is not afraid to walk away from a situation that no longer serves her because she knows that staying in the wrong place will only block the right one from coming into her life. Men naturally respect women who respect themselves. A woman who has self-respect does not need to constantly prove her worth to a man, nor does she need to chase his attention. She knows that if a man truly values her, he will make the effort. She does not waste her time with men who play games, disappear and reappear when it's convenient for them, or fail to show appreciation. She does not make excuses for a man's lack of effort. She recognizes that a man who truly wants to be in her life will show it through his actions. One of the most attractive qualities in a woman is her ability to set boundaries and enforce them. When a woman has self-respect, she does not argue over her standards. She simply enforces them. If a man disrespects her, she does not beg him to change. She does not wait around hoping he will treat her better. She removes herself from the situation because she knows that real love does not require constant begging. When a man sees that you will not tolerate disrespect, he will either change his behavior or walk away. Either way, you win, because you are not wasting time with someone who does not see your value. Men admire and are drawn to women who respect themselves because self-respect signals confidence. Confidence is magnetic. It makes you stand out without trying. It is not about arrogance or thinking you are better than anyone else. It is about knowing that you deserve to be treated well and refusing to accept anything less. A woman with self-respect does not lose herself in a relationship. She maintains her individuality, her passions, and her personal goals. She does not allow a man to define her happiness because she knows that true happiness comes from within. When a woman respects herself, she sets the tone for how she is treated. She does not need to demand to be treated like a queen. Her presence alone commands it. The right man will recognize her value and will treat her accordingly. He will respect her, cherish her, and appreciate her, not because she asks him to, but because he understands that a woman of her worth deserves nothing less. Communicating your needs confidently is one of the most powerful things you can do in a relationship. Too often, women hesitate to express what they truly want out of fear. Fear of coming across as demanding, fear of pushing a man away, or fear of being seen as difficult. But the truth is, a man cannot meet your needs if he doesn't know what they are. And if you are constantly holding back, compromising too much, or settling for less than what fulfills you, you are doing yourself a disservice. A queen does not shrink herself to make others comfortable. She stands firm in her truth and makes her desires known. A woman who communicates her needs clearly and with confidence is a woman who values herself. She does not hint, hope, or expect a man to just figure it out. She expresses herself directly. If she wants commitment, she says so. If she needs emotional support, she asks for it. If something is bothering her, she addresses it. She does not play games. She does not wait for a man to guess what she wants. And she certainly does not tolerate situations that leave her feeling unfulfilled. A common mistake many women make is assuming that if a man truly loves them, he should automatically know what they need. But men and women think differently. Men are not mind readers. They operate best with direct communication. When a woman is clear about her expectations from the start, it eliminates confusion, miscommunication, and unmet expectations. A real man will respect and appreciate a woman who knows how to articulate what she wants. It makes things easier for both parties, and it sets the foundation for a healthy relationship built on honesty and understanding. Confidence in communication is not about being aggressive or demanding. It's about being assertive. It means expressing your thoughts and feelings in a way that is honest but also respectful. It means saying what you need without fear of rejection or judgment. And most importantly, it means standing by your words. A queen does not backtrack, minimize, or downplay her needs just to keep a man around. If he is the right man, he will respect her for being upfront and will do his best to meet those needs. If he is not, then she knows he was never the right one in the first place. One of the biggest advantages of communicating your needs clearly is that it filters out the wrong men early on. A man who is unwilling or unable to meet your needs will reveal himself quickly when you make them known, and that's a good thing. It saves you time and emotional energy. A woman who knows how to express what she wants does not waste time in relationships that are not serving her. She does not settle for half love, mixed signals, or one-sided effort. She expects clarity, effort, and reciprocity, and she is not afraid to walk away from anything less. Men are drawn to women who have a strong sense of self. When you confidently communicate your needs, you show that you respect yourself enough to ask for what you deserve. This kind of confidence is magnetic. It makes a man step up, put in effort, and appreciate the value of the woman he has in his life. A real man wants to make his woman happy, but he can only do that if she is willing to express what she needs from him. A queen does not suppress her emotions or pretend to be okay with things that don't sit right with her. She speaks up with confidence and grace. She understands that her voice matters and that her needs are just as important as anyone else's. And because of this, she attracts a man who listens, respects, and honors her. She never has to demand to be treated like a queen. She simply communicates her worth, and the right man responds accordingly. Creating an environment where a man can be a king is essential if you want to be treated like a queen. Many women expect a man to step up, provide, protect, and lead, but they don't realize that a man can only do those things when he feels respected, appreciated, and supported. A king cannot thrive in a space where he feels constantly criticized, belittled, or made to feel like he is not enough. Just as a woman wants to feel loved, valued, and cherished, a man also needs to feel like he is seen, heard, and respected. Respect is one of the biggest driving forces for a man. It is not just about how you speak to him, but also how you make him feel. When a man feels respected, he naturally wants to do more for you. He wants to show up for you. He wants to protect and provide, not because he is forced to, but because he feels honored in your presence. A woman who understands this knows how to speak life into her man. She uplifts him with her words instead of tearing him down. She recognizes his efforts and acknowledges his strengths. This does not mean she ignores his faults or pretends he is perfect, but she approaches him with the same level of kindness and understanding that she expects from him. Men want to feel needed, not in a way that makes a woman dependent on them, but in a way that makes them feel like they have a purpose in her life. If a man feels like he has no role, no way to contribute, and no sense of leadership in a relationship, he will begin to feel lost and unmotivated. A queen allows her man to step into his masculine energy while still standing firm in her own power. She does not belittle his efforts or make him feel unnecessary. Instead, she creates a space where he feels comfortable leading, making decisions, and being the man he is meant to be. A king does not thrive in chaos. If a relationship is filled with constant arguments, negativity, and emotional instability, a man will either withdraw or shut down. A queen understands the importance of peace in a relationship. She knows that a man will naturally gravitate towards a woman who makes him feel at ease. This does not mean she avoids conflict or suppresses her emotions, but she knows how to communicate in a way that is productive rather than destructive. She does not engage in unnecessary drama or create stress over things that can be resolved with a simple conversation. Another important aspect of creating an environment where a man can be a king is trust. A man needs to feel trusted just as much as a woman needs to feel loved. If a woman is constantly doubting him, questioning his every move, and assuming the worst, he will feel like he is fighting a battle he can never win. A queen trusts her man to make the right decisions, and even when he makes mistakes, she does not use them as weapons to tear him down. She understands that a strong relationship is built on mutual faith and belief in one another. Support is also a key factor. A man wants to know that the woman he is with has his back. Life comes with challenges, and every man goes through moments of doubt, stress, and hardship. A queen is not just there for the good times. She stands by her man when he is struggling, She encourages him when he feels defeated, and she reminds him of his greatness when he forgets. This does not mean she carries all the weight or sacrifices her own happiness, but she understands that being a partner means being a source of strength and motivation. One of the most powerful things a woman can do is make a man feel like he is capable of achieving greatness. When a man feels like his woman believes in him, he becomes unstoppable. He works harder, he aims higher, and he becomes a better version of himself, not just for her, but for himself as well. A queen does not try to control her man or force him into change. She inspires him through her own strength, confidence, and unwavering belief in his potential. When a woman creates an environment where a man can be a king, she naturally positions herself to be treated like a queen. A man who feels respected, trusted, and supported will go above and beyond to make sure his woman is happy. He will cherish her, protect her, and make her feel like the most important person in his life. A queen does not have to demand royal treatment. She receives it effortlessly because she understands the power of creating a space where her man can rise to his fullest potential. And when a man and a woman come together in this way, they don't just build a relationship, they build a kingdom. Mastering emotional intelligence is one of the most powerful things a woman can do if she wants to be treated like a queen. Many people underestimate the role emotions play in a relationship, but the truth is, the way you handle your emotions and the way you respond to your partner's emotions sets the tone for the entire relationship. A woman with high emotional intelligence does not react impulsively to every situation. Instead, she understands her feelings, processes them, and communicates them in a way that is constructive rather than destructive. A queen does not let temporary emotions lead to permanent consequences. She does not say things out of anger that she will later regret. She does not create unnecessary conflict just to prove a point. Instead, she knows how to manage difficult conversations without turning them into fights. She listens as much as she speaks, and she approaches problems with the mindset of finding a solution rather than just being right. Men respect and appreciate women who know how to communicate effectively without drama because it creates an environment of peace rather than tension. One of the biggest signs of emotional intelligence is self-awareness. A woman who is self-aware understands her triggers, her weaknesses, and her strengths. She does not project her insecurities onto her partner or expect him to fix her emotional wounds. She takes responsibility for her own healing and growth. This is important because no man wants to feel like he is constantly walking on eggshells or that he has to fix everything just to keep the relationship together. A man wants to be with a woman who is emotionally stable, someone he can trust to handle challenges with maturity and grace. Another key aspect of emotional intelligence is empathy. A woman who can put herself in her partner's shoes and understand his perspective